Peace, Queen. What's going on?
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
We are happy to have you. Okay. Is it pronounced Danique?
Danique.
Da-
Everybody get it wrong, but it's
okay.
pronounced
Da-
Danique.
okay. So, well, why do you call yourself that?
Well, that's my government name. I never changed up. Never put on a rap name. That's what I went by. That's my government. So I
Wow.
decided to utilize that as the music alias.
Definitely. So, just by the way, I'm gonna introduce myself real quick. My name is Phylicia Wright. I am a junior public relations student from Tallahassee, Florida, and I attend the illustrious Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful.
um, so I can
That's
introduce.
incredible.
I'm sorry.
I said that's incredible.
Yeah. So, can you introduce yourself?
Simply put, I'm your brother, Danique. I'm an independent hip hop artist. Um, I developed a love and passion for hip hop early, with a lot of my influences. My aunt is DJ Spinderella from Salt and Pepper. When I first started creating music, I was a product of my environment, so I really didn't have no direction. I didn't have no guidance. So my music reflected the community. My music reflected where I came up, my mindset. But as I grew, I matured, I realized how powerful music is. And, the last 2 years, I've dedicated myself to creating music that would inspire, motivate, and try to help clean up our communities. Because music is that powerful. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I'm just striving to be an overall good brother.
Okay, so what inspired you to start rapping? Was it just the community you were around, or you just said you just had a love for music? So that what inspired you to start rapping?
We just started rapping. It was something to do. It was always just something to do. You in high school, they beating on the tables, drums, making the beats, and we
Yeah.
all just rhyming. It was just something to do. But then it became a focus because a lot of people began to say, tell me, good things. Look, man, you got talent. You should keep pursuing it. You should keep pursuing it. And I did at one point, and I kind of moved away from it because I started to, like I said, I grew in my own personal life. I didn't see how music would fit in. But then I understood that this was a calling, so I wanted to continue down that road to, you know, be able to inspire. Like I said,
So
inspire the young minds, to do better, to see better, to want more.
mhm,
Because music is the most powerful force on the planet at this moment, if you
it
really
is.
look at it.
So you just said you want to inspire young minds. Can you elaborate on that? Is there a specific group of people who you want to inspire?
Well, the youth as a whole, the youth as a whole. As you can see, the music itself is very powerful, it's potent, but it's not really pushing the culture forward. Oh, give me 1 second. Could you just step up? Just step up. Yeah. It's not really pushing the culture forward. It's not really enlightening the mind. So when I say I want to inspire, I just want to show them a clean glass. I
Mhm.
want to be able to show from my testimony that I came from these same concrete streets. I came up East New York, Brooklyn. I hail from the great city of East New York, Brooklyn. you know, and I just want them to do more. I want us all to do better, especially as a people. I want us all to live better lives, but we understand that, it's a process for everybody. But that is just the ultimate goal for me. That if I can say something to make somebody put a gun down and pick up a book, if I could say something to make somebody want to do better with their lives, clean up their lives, then I feel that, I'm on the right path. So that's what I mean when I say I want to inspire. I want to pump that life of inspiration in them. That there's more to life than what we've all been accustomed to, because that's what I've experienced myself.
Okay. And you're from Brooklyn.
East New York.
Okay. I've never been to New York. I want to go one day. So, did that have like a heavy impact on your music? Yeah, the place, Brooklyn.
Of course, because Brooklyn is the culture, you know, and it's the culture. Brooklyn is culture. Queens, Manhattan, the whole New York City, and then every our whole existence is the culture of music. We spawned hip hop music,
We did.
not just New York. We talking about from all forms of our inspiration of these communities, these ghettos. We brought the culture to life because we are culture. We are the beginning of culture, and of course, being in New York City, that's a heavy influence on the music itself. Of course, of course.
Okay. So, so when did you actually um start start rapping? Yeah, at what age?
Um, 22. 22 is when I, just diving into it.
Okay.
We started rapping younger than that, like in high school. But as
Yeah.
far as really taking it serious and really putting projects out, I would say about 22.
Okay. And
The last 2 years, like I said, really understood it as a business. This is a business, and had to get my business in order. I didn't want to ever be recognized as an unsigned hype. I wanted, even though we don't have a major deal with a label, I'm still my own major deal. I'm an independent artist. Everything I do, I use my money. I have a team, and we work to do everything possible to push the brand forward. So I just never really wanted to be recognized as a unsigned hype or fit in with the unsigned hype. No disrespect to anybody, but I wanted to always be independent. And that's what we're doing. And it's a tough road when you're independent in any avenue. It doesn't matter whatever it is. Music, finance, banking, real estate. Being independent requires dedication. It requires hard work. It requires sacrifice. It requires when you are at that very moment where you want to give up. You find that ounce of strength to keep pushing. And when you have that, you on the road to success. Remember, when you're independent, no, you can't rely on anybody else. It's just you and God. That's it.
okay,
And the team around
what's your motivation behind your dedication to your craft and your business?
I can't. You went in and out. I couldn't really hear you.
What's your motivation just staying dedicated to your craft?
Well, I'm a part of the Nation of Islam. I joined the Nation of Islam 8 years ago, and our mission has always been the resurrection of our people. And when I mean resurrection, not a physical resurrection to go in the grave, but we talking about the mental upliftment of our people. And we do that by teaching a knowledge of themselves, to teach them the science of who they are and their connection to God, so on and so on. So I'm doing that work regardless. And I realized that if I can do it through music, then I can be effective with my talent. You know, I'm discovering myself. So as I'm discovering myself, this point, I realized that my talent is to be able to use music as an avenue to teach the word. So that's my motivation, because my motivation is always the resurrection of my people. Now we all could do more, of course. We all can do more. And like I said, as I'm discovering myself, I'll find things maybe 2 years, 3 years down the road, and maybe grow to that length. But right now, I know that what I'm doing is becoming somewhat effective. It's very effective
Okay.
based upon the response I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. So has the current global situation affected you or your music at all? If so, how?
Um, it has. It has. I feel that this year would have been a year that we could have really made an even bigger impact, because to do shows with people and to be able to be in front of crowds and to inspire from there, it definitely helps build your brand. It definitely has impacted, but like anybody, you have to make adjustments. Anybody who's successful, you got to learn to make those adjustments. So just like any successful business person in this day and age, they made adjustments. So we had to make adjustments. You know, you have to do things like this, virtual, you know. So one thing falls, something else comes up. So when you look at this, look at what we're doing. We're able to communicate more through electronics, and everybody's on electronics. So it has impacted it, but you know, I'm looking forward to the adjustments we make it grow and and fit right on it.
Okay. So how do you want the music industry? Well, what do you want the music industry to remember you by?
Integrity, what I stood for,
Mm-hmm.
um, character, someone that's for the people. I pray Allah that I keep these morals, that I remain humble. You know, I want them to understand when it's all said and done that I fought on the side to free the people from the entrapment of the mind. I fought on the side of the freedom fighters. I fought with the righteous. I could have sacrificed and used my talent to fit right on in with the world. No disrespect to no one, but I want the industry to understand that I fought on the side of those that fought for freedom, justice, and equality.
Okay. Um, so tell me about your song "We the Wave." I see your account.
Yeah, this is the branding. We the Wave. See, we got the 3D print. We the Wave was a record that I wanted to definitely let the people understand that righteousness is it's always been the wave. It's always been the way. Of course, we're using the language of the people. You got to be able to speak the language of the people to reach the people. You don't want to speak over their heads and never get it. So we use terms like "we the wave." Really, we are the way. And when I say we, I'm talking about those who, like I mentioned, those who are fighting for freedom, justice, and equality. Those that are in the battlefield. Those like yourself who are inspiring to do more with your life. You know, you pushing a clean image. You're doing everything you could to inspire people just by your works. You are part of the wave because we're gonna shift the paradigm. We want people to see that there's more to life than what they've been experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So the record itself is a up tempo record. It's high, so you know we grab them. That's how you want to do. You want to be able to make good music. If you're going to put something in it, you also want to make sure you don't overly teach to the point where you lose your audience. So we made a nice hard record and up tempo, upbeat, and you know we just drop them jewels in there. You
Yeah.
know, make a good song.
So for those of y'all watching, "We the Wave" is a really good song. I listened to it before the interview, and I'm gonna listen to it after too.
And if you catch the video, right? If you
Yeah,
catch, I don't know if you caught the video. There's a good interlude in there where it shows the message of if you see something, don't just say something, do something. I mean, you might could save a person's life, even if it means sitting in the jail cell for a little bit. You know, at least you save a life. You know, and it's not for us to try to look at like we want a war with police. Because
yeah,
there's some very good policemen out there, but there are those that hide behind that badge with the mindset of murder for our people and our kind. And if we can intervene and maybe stop and save someone's life, then it's necessary, you know, because we
yeah.
have to realize that we all we have.
Um, so what are you currently working on as far as music?
Okay, so we put We the Wave out, got the merchandise. We also put a single out, I Want It All. It's another upbeat record. It's another record that high tempo, but it's we putting some things in there. We want them to understand like you can make good music, you can make clean, you can make hot music that's clean. You know, the young ones can listen to and dance to and don't gotta feel like they fit in with a negative culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking to put one more single out before the year is out. And then we want to put a project out early 2021. Inshallah, if we're here, we don't know what's going on, pandemic and
Yeah,
cases of COVID rising. So, you know, while we're here, we still keep the focus forward, ever, backwards, never, um, until we can't no longer. So, you know, we looking, like I said, we looking to put out another single. We're going through United Masters. That's our distributor. We love working independent, black owned. Um, and
Period.
put that project out. That's it.
Okay. So I have interviewed quite a few artists, and they've all said like during the lockdown time, with because of Corona, they um they took that time to their craft. So is that what you did during the
Of
lock?
course, of course, because you have more time.
Mm-hmm.
You have time. See, time is so important, and a lot of times we kill time just to get to something. We're always in a rush. We're always moving. We're always looking to do something later today or later the week, and we're just killing time. But now you don't really have nothing to do, much to do at the time when the pandemic really happened, and you just had time to reflect, time to connect with your God, whatever you call him, time to be at peace with yourself, time to embrace your family, time to be closer with your family, and to learn each other more because you're always on the move. And of course, all of those things impact the music itself. All of those things help your creative process because when you're an artist, you paint pictures, but when you're a lyrical artist, you paint pictures with your mind. And you know, all of these things that I mentioned is inspiration. It helps in the creative process. So it definitely helped. It definitely helped a lot.
So call yourself an activist in your community?
I would say I'm an activist. I would say I'm active.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to probably say an activist. I would say I'm striving. I'm
Okay.
striving to be active. We all can do more.
So what are you doing in your community?
Well, like I said, I'm a part of the Nation of Islam, so our duty is to go out with the Final Court newspaper and give the people the word, just to
Mm-hmm.
go around and build with the minds of our people, um, help our people off of drugs, help our people off of hard lifestyles, hard living, to teach the young brothers, to train the young brothers how to respect women, to respect themselves, to try to live a clean, decent life. So those are the things that we're constantly doing. We're constantly in the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
doing those things to try to uplift. I have a brother. His name is Brother Ronald. He has an organization, Build Your Own Heaven. It's a non-for-profit. We're looking to use that as a place, as an organization that will buy property to house those in need. So we're constantly working. We're constantly working. We're constantly working to try to improve. But like I said, it always can be more done. But just thank God for the time you have to do something. You know.
Yes. Yes. Um, so how did you learn the business of the industry, and what are some of the obstacles that you have been through during your music journey?
Discovering myself. Like I said, when I first started music, I was like I mentioned earlier. Those who just joined, the music I created was a product of my environment. It represented the mindset, the culture that I was involved in. And when I started to gain the knowledge of myself, it was hard to make that transition. So that was a major obstacle. That was like one of the first obstacles I had because I felt like I could not no longer. I felt where my niche was where I was with music at that point. I'm into it, but I started to elevate, and it was hard for me to make that transition because it's like, how do you do it without sounding too corny?
Mm.
I used to view conscious music as corny, and for me, that was the difficulty, and I ran away from my music. I put it down. I said, you know what? Look, I'm done with creating music. I'm not doing this no more. Just going to start a new journey and we're gonna walk this path. We're gonna grow. But like I said, being in the nation, when the brothers found out that I could create music, they just wouldn't let it down. They just everywhere you go, brother, let me eat this some, eat this some. So, I decided to look at it from a perspective of this could be something I can utilize and be effective with the word. Though that was a major obstacle. And of course, along the way, it's never easy creating.
Yeah.
Always difficult creating. very difficult, you know, especially when you take time, take pride. Me, I overthink it a lot. I'm just one of those guys. I just overthink it so much, like, and that's a difficulty to just to be able to relax and just let it flow, you know, and realize that if you're working on something that's going to inspire millions of people, you might not be able to create it in a day or two. It might take you a month to make this record. And so, you know, just start working on something else. And those are the things I try to put into motion to keep myself going. But those are other obstacles that I run into. Of course, when you're independent, you run into situations where this is finance. This is a finance game. When you're independent, you don't got no budget. The budget is the people, what the people support you, and what you bring to the table. And everything costs money. Everybody's selling a service that could help your business grow. It can help your brand grow, but it costs money. So the obstacle is to constantly find ways to put your money to work for you and to still provide for your family, our family, you know, and to still maintain my lifestyle and everyday real life. So those are more obstacles I've dealt with, you know, and continue to deal with. But you know, we're taught that we meet and overcome all obstacles in our path. We're constantly training to do so. So
Okay. So, since we're nearing the end of 2020, what are your goals for 2021?
at this point, it's to be alive. I mean, listen, we don't know what 2021 has in store. A lot of times we can set the goals. We just wanna of course we wanna make our impact in the industry. We don't want to follow suit, but we also want to build the base, build a stronger base that we can reach more people with this. Just continue to build, acquire property, acquire these things because that's the way. If you don't have property, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because the more the cities shut down, and the more pressure they'll put on you, and you don't own your own. So the key is to own our own. So of course the goal is to take the brand to another level. Every year I can say since we started, every month I can say that we've constantly elevated. When I say we, I'm talking about me and my team. Constantly running, we've elevated. We took steps forward, and of course we get sometimes stagnated because that's just the nature of life. You going forward, you have your ups and downs, but we're constantly walking forward. We're constantly moving forward, and so we're looking to have take the brand to another level next year. Make Neek a household name by the grace of Allah, and just continue to work, to grow, to build, to study, to do things right.
Okay.
And to connect with people like yourself, Queen. You want to continue to connect with the minds like yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you have anything else that you would like to say about music, about your service that you do in your community?
Well, look, I would just say this: if we just continue to work. I would say, give something to the people. Just continue to work. Just continue to find your purpose. Find your purpose. For me, I'm still developing. I'm still growing. I'm still trying to find who I am, what my purpose is. And every day that I'm alive to do so is an opportunity to do that. But I would say for those who might be stuck right now, who might need to hear this, just find your purpose and take time. Take your time. Don't rush it. Find yourself in a place, where you stuck. Reach out to others that might help you to get through it. First and foremost, reach out to your Lord, and and just continue to aim big, dream big, shoot for the stars, and you never know where you're gonna land. If you miss, you landing somewhere in Jupiter or something. Just aim for the stars and continue to push, continue to persevere, continue to work on yourself, continue to build yourself, continue to surround yourself with positive people, continue to just be an example, and don't put too much pressure on yourself if you're not. Just understand that life is a progression. Success is in the process. Success is a progress. So every step towards your dream, to your goals, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, is success.
Wow, that's a word. I'm sorry, I needed to hear that for myself. So much.
Great.
But yes, I love interviewing you, and I hope to see much more from you. I will listen to music. I will be putting things on your music. So that little Florida in the house. But yeah,
Good.
thank you for joining us on the files. I want everybody to have a nice day or a nice week. Um,
Listen, I want to before we go, just let the people. I want to let the people know that if you're looking for these We the Wave hats, I have dad hats available. You can purchase the music, everything on my webpage. It's original.neek.com. That's original DA-NEEK.com. They can pick up the merchandise, the new singles that come out exclusively there. You can also follow my YouTube page at Donique Star One, number one, and we definitely can do well better in that. I see my man, my brother Fab. He just posted the website, so definitely you can come and support. Like I said, we're 100% independent, so your support helps us build. Your dollars helps us create the budget to do the videos, to produce the singles, to go to the studios, to mix the records, to pay for mastering, to buy the exclusives of the beat. You know, your dollars, your cents help that. So definitely support, and it's greatly appreciated. I'm humble, Miss Queen. I thank you for this opportunity to speak to your audience.
you're
And,
welcome.
I look forward to us continuing to build.
Definitely. All right. Bye, you guys.
All right, Queen. All right, y'all.